Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the SOFIRN ST1 Everyday Carry Flashlight. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost anything extra. So if we look on the side, it says 1500 lumens, 226 meter beam, 450 hour runtime, lightweight, so that runtime is going to be on the lowest lumen mode. So if we look on the back, it has some specs. So this has 5 different modes. So the lowest is the 1 lumen moonlight mode, and that will run for 450 hours. Low mode is 10 lumens, and that will run for 100 hours. Medium is 350 lumens, that will run for 3.5 hours. Now on high and turbo, it's tiered. So on high it will run for 10 minutes at 800 lumens, and then 100 minutes at 600 lumens. On turbo it will run for 2 minutes at 1500 lumens, and then 100 minutes at 600 lumens. So this also has an IPX7 waterproof rating. So let's get this open. This has a README. It says double press the button to unlock it. So if we go under here, we have some different accessories, and here we have the light. So we have a USB-C to USB-C charge cable. We have a lanyard, and here's the user manual. Let's take a look at it. Now I may not cover everything in here. You'll want to read through it on your own. So this is going to list the run times again. This charges with USB-C, has a charge indicator. So to lock and unlock this, you double press the power button. To adjust the brightness, you hold down the power button. For moonlight mode, when it's off, you press and hold the power button. For turbo, when it's on, you double tap the power button. So that seems pretty straightforward. Let's look at the light. So this has aluminum construction. It feels very nice, feels sturdy. Now you can see this yellow here. This is actually a protector. Let's pull that off. There we go. So we have the charge port on the bottom. Peel that back. Let's try charging this. I have a USB charger here. Plug into the USB-C port, and I'll plug into my flashlight. And it's currently charging at 1.38 amps. It was at 1.48. Now the charge rate can vary depending on the state of charge of the flashlight. But it looks like we're getting a very nice charge rate out of this. And we can see that red ring is lit up there. So I'll seal this back up. Go ahead and put the lanyard on here. So to put the lanyard on, I'll feed it through the bottom. And then I'll have a loop here, and then I'll feed it back through that loop. So now we have the lanyard. Let's try the modes. So now I need to double tap this. I'll double tap. So that should wake it up. Now if I hold down on it, I'm going to have that moon mode. And I'm going to show this in the dark. I'm just demonstrating how to use it. And I can press and hold to go between the different modes. So we're on low, medium, high. Now this is high. If I double tap, we're going to go in turbo mode. And that actually feels warm on my hand. So to turn it off, I'll just press the button once, and that will turn it off. So let's do a short throw test on this, and then we'll do a long throw test. Okay, so here I'm 4 foot from the wall, and the flashlight is also 4 foot from the wall. I'll hold the button down. So this is the moonlight mode. So there's not a lot of light here, but you can see it. Now if you're camping and it was pitch black out, this would appear a lot brighter. The nice thing about a low light like this is that it's not going to blow out your night vision. So let's hold down the power button. Now we're going to go to low. So this is low mode. So we have that spotlight in the middle, and then it's kind of faded towards the edges. There's medium. If this was the highest brightness, this would still be a very usable flashlight. But you can see the more distinct brightness in the middle, and then the fade towards the outside. Hold it down again, and now this is very bright. So this is on high. I'll double tap, and this is on turbo mode. Now this is super bright. The brightness of this will be more apparent once I take it outside for the long throw test. So I'm out here at the end of my 50-foot driveway. I'll turn this on moon, and you can't really see this at distance. The light is on, but this is really kind of right in front of you. But this is really more for up-close stuff. So I'll turn this on the regular modes. So here we're on low, and we can see that a little bit on the garage doors, and we can kind of see it in front of us. Now it's pretty bright out due to the snow, so it's not going to have as bright of an effect. And here we are on medium mode, so that's going to be a lot more significant amount of light, and you can really see it on the garage doors ahead. And here's high, so now this is very bright. Of course we can double tap, and we're up to turbo mode. So super bright on this level. We can see a lot of detail in the driveway. Here I am with my car wheel. I'll turn this on the 1 lumen mode, and there's a decent amount of light there. Again, the snow is reflecting a lot of the light. Well, we don't really need a lot of light for something like this. Now, if you did want a lot of light, we can double tap, and we're on turbo mode. But that's just too much light really to change a tire by. Thankfully, I don't have to change this right now. So that's the SOFIRN ST1 Everyday Carry Flashlight. I really like the size and functionality of this flashlight. It's very bright, but it's very compact. It has this narrow form factor, so this would easily fit in your pocket. You can also put this in a bag or a purse. I found this flashlight very easy to use. It just has one button on it. Has a lockout mode, so if you do put this in a bag, it won't accidentally get triggered and turn on. One time I often need light is if I'm camping and I get up in the middle of the night, and you can just hold down the power button and have that moonlight mode, which is the mode that I'm going to want most when it's pitch black out. But then if I have a problem with a car engine and I want to diagnose a problem, maybe look for a leak, I can turn this up to the more intense brightnesses, or if I'm looking at something at a distance. So a flashlight like this would be good for camping, repair, power outages. You can turn this on the moon or low mode, and you can put this in the corner and kind of shine it up at the ceiling if you want to illuminate a room during a power outage. And being this small size, I think a flashlight like this would make a great stocking stuffer type gift. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.